first 2 volumes in a year, and then he went like 4 years, and then he did like the other two in like a year in between. So
I did finish the first season of Iron Blooded Orphans. And I really liked it. Oh, I haven't started it,
especially
so
the ending.
I mean, when I get to it tomorrow, I get to it. But like on Twitch.
That's on. I didn't. We are Yef.
Careful.
I mean, Jeff's eyes are meant to stare into your soul and frighten you.
One of Venom. Jeff.
Yes.
Yes.
One needs
Yes.
Venom.
A Venom skin for Jeff. No. I want
Look.
Jeff wearing a Venom onesie.
Yeah, there is a Venom Jeff.
That's where I'm
Yep.
getting the idea from.
And what you need is a Jeff skin for Venom. The same color.
We're live.
No.
He's a big
No.
boy, small boy, any size
It
boy.
depends. Yes.
Well, that's because
Yeah.
he has Pym. He ate a vial of Pym particles and he can use them. Pym particles are not gas; they are a particle.
Also, by the way, he was the one that actually found out that Pym particles was a thing in Marvel.
So the reason
Unless you're
Ant-Man
gassed
exists is because the
on
shark made
stream.
him.
Tell Kev we don't want to hear him talk about his gas.
Yeah, I want to hear him
God,
talk
you
about his
can't be saying
plasma.
stuff like that.
I mean, Chad wouldn't have to know the context if you didn't tell them that.
That's exactly why Cad can't torture us like this if we're going to hold him accountable for it.
But now you're torturing us, Bob.
Slanderous lies. Don't listen to him.
I'm about to torture myself to bed. Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night, Trebs. Some crazy bird, man.
Someone with and
Bye.
Chad.
On our pants.
Hello there. The bot is logged in. What is this? I'm almost on time. All right, chat. I just got the tweet out. Do me the favor. Go give it some love, as usual. Okay. Sounds like some Final Fantasy music. Just gotta wait on the capture card and we should be good to go. Okay. Everything all according to Keikaku. Oh, I did technically forget to grab today's sauce for you guys. That shouldn't take me too long if I can find it. Yes. There is the sauce for the artist. Do me the favor, go give it some love. And there it is for you guys on the Twitch side. Okay. So we actually have a lot to do because JP decided to spring an update on us. And that update is this. Getting pushed back to the title screen. You know. A reset, yeah. Yeah, Back to Fuyuki for everyone. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, there we go. So, that update is this. So now, when you go do a node, you'll note in the teapot area, it changes over and boom, you can actually toggle storm pods. So you guys can actually change over your storm pods now. You don't have to use them on the Bleached Earth quests anymore if you don't want to. Now, that's interesting, at least because this is something that if you guys remembered when the storm pods basically originally came out, we had about like a week's worth of using them and I was talking about them with people and I was just like, man, I really wish that these would be usable in other ways, that the cap wasn't 9 out of 9, that it had a higher, bank for you to be able to build up, that it literally should be either some sort of reduced cost or they should allow you to spin storm pods during an event. And now they have implemented kind of both of those changes. I'm going to say neither change is actually optimal in the sense of there was a better way to do this, if you ask me. But I understand why they maybe wouldn't want to do that. So at the end of the day, I am A-okay with this change. I think this change is good for the game. I think it's actually going to be something that people will use, particularly people that either are trying to be like super efficient in an event or are lazy with their storm pods. So what do I mean by that? Well, to break it down, the issue with this is that you're not using storm pods on Bleached Earth quests anymore. What does that mean? That means that if you're not going to use them on the Bleached Earth quests, that you're going to instead use them on normal farming quests, which are less efficient, or you're going to use them on event quests, which are also less efficient, depending on how you look at it. So you still actually want to do them on the Bleached Earth quests when at all possible, for the reason being that they are just the most efficient usage of the storm pods. What do I mean by that? You literally get the most master experience. You literally get the most bond from those nodes. Taking that away, you also have the greatest drop percentages from those storm pod nodes compared to other nodes. So they're kind of balanced around being a better node, and it's one of those reasons why you're kind of better off using the storm pods on those nodes. There's a lot to break down there and a lot to consider. For instance, you may be sitting there thinking like, okay, but I don't need anything in the storm pod nodes. That's fine. If that's the case, you're more than welcome to go ahead and leave the storm pod nodes and use your storm pods elsewhere. But the fact remains, the nodes that are present in the bleached earth are just more efficient. Now we have the event argument. And I said, if you wanted to be super efficient in an event. So the way it currently stands, a lot of people have AP issues in a 3-week event. What do I mean? Well, if you didn't roll, you don't have craft essences. And if you don't have craft essences, you're going to be very beholden to using just about all of your AP on the event. Doubly so since they've kind of upped the amount of rewards in the shop. So now you're going to kind of sit here and go like, okay, well, can I spend all the AP that I need to complete the 3-week event and complete the shop and do my storm pods? And this is a really interesting thing because this has now gone through 3 iterations. And NA will start with iteration number 1, assuredly. We'll see if they change that to the second iteration very quickly, but who knows? So iteration number 1 was basically exactly like I just described. You had to complete the event and the shop within the 3-week period, as well as somehow not max out your storm pods. This actually was really, really rough because what it relied on you to do is you basically had to be perfect efficiency in the event. That perfect efficiency meant that you kind of needed to go straight to the 90++ and farm it on 6 CE, no matter how many turns it took you. On top of that, you had to min-max your storm pods and make sure that you ended the event at 9 out of 9 while starting the event at 0 out of 9. So this was really annoying. I'm going to say if you did all of this, you completed the shop completely and it was not too terrible. There just wasn't a whole lot of wiggle room. The issue at play, though, is that you could finish it maybe like a day or 2 ahead of time. The problem that happened is, what do you do if you're not perfectly efficient? What do you do if somehow you just didn't understand the event or you had to backtrack for something? This was a problem, and I pointed it out already just when Storm Pods first came out that this was going to be a problem, and then boom, it immediately became a problem with their very first event. And so pretty quickly, I think they kind of caught on to this idea, and a couple of the times they started doing half-cost Storm Pods during events. So this actually does alleviate things quite a bit. You no longer have to do this like super hyper min-maxing thing. It's still something to like keep in mind that you can do this, that you can like min-max the storm pods in order to get the perfect synergy out of it. And so when I say finish the event at 9 out of 9 storm pods, that means like the last 3 days, you just don't do your storm pods. You let them build up so that you can actually spend the last 3 days literally just playing the event. Okay. You don't really have to do that once the half cost storm pods become a thing because the AP efficiency is enough that you're actually able to complete it. However, again, as we've mentioned, since then they've kind of expanded the shop a little bit more. So it has gotten tighter again, but it's not so tight that, like, for instance, I haven't been able to complete one without the min-maxing. I've still been able to do them all. It's just sometimes, yeah, they come down to like the last day or two, and that's kind of spicy. But it's pretty normal, I would say, to instead like finish several days before. So it just is what it is. And then number 3 is what you now see, which is that at least as far as I assume, you still have half-cost storm pods during events. But you now also have storm pods can be used in the event itself. So this is like double the efficiency now. So So you have half cost if you try to run on the bleached earth, but literally you can just run it during the event as a means to spend it down. So it's really funny. I keep saying this and I keep being right in the end, where I point out it's like, this is an issue. And I think I say these things to chat and like people either hear it and it goes in one ear and out the other, or people just assume that I'm crazy and that like this isn't actually a thing. The reason I keep getting proven right is because the way I'm anticipating these problems is I'm looking at it from both a game design standpoint and from a player perspective. The players don't like this. They don't like having to min-max this shit. So this was always going to be a problem. And what it meant was when the devs actually went and looked at their Storm Pod usage rates, they were either min-maxed to all hell or not used at all. And so there was like just not really people that were in between on it at that point. People were just extremely lazy or extremely efficient. And I kind of understand at that point the developers probably look at that and they go like, yeah, we need to make a change. Like that shouldn't be the case. We need to get more people using their storm pods because people are not working on their class score. And there's a couple of reasons that they probably want people to work on their class score. It's the same thing if you go back and you look at the append system and the servant coins that I talked about. I also called the problem that they would have there because I said, look, you've got this new system. Nobody's participating in it. But the entire reason to add that system is to add longevity and life to the game. You're trying to add more player goals, more things for them to work on. But if people can't participate in the system, it fails at that stated goal. So at that point, you have a developer problem. You have a design problem that needs to be addressed. Same thing that you had basically with Storm Pods. And the entire premise for Storm Pods was that it was a designed metric to actually get you to play the game still on a daily basis and kind of to reward you for that. It was to give you yet another goal that you needed to work towards, but also to stop you from just constantly making blue apples all the time. And they kind of failed at that premise. Like I said, some people just let their Storm Pods rot. So I think this is now, they're finally like just saying like, yeah, whatever, it is what it is. We just need people to complete this. We'll come up with some new system. And I think that's literally what the grand system is going to be. I think you're going to have other systems probably in the future as well that they're designed to keep you playing. So I think they're just kind of like with the servant coins, they're relaxing the restrictions on Storm Pods a little bit. They also, in case you guys were curious, you used to only get 10 dust per run. You now get 20. So they did increase this so that you actually do get more of the dust. But yeah, especially with the rumors that the grand system is probably tied into class score somehow. And to me, chat, this is really obvious. If you guys have ever seen the class score system on JP, they've talked about how you're going to be able to have 7 grands. Now, I don't know what restrictions there would be on such a system, if there are any. But I think it stands to reason that one of those restrictions may or may not be that you are restricted to only 1 grand per class. So this makes at least a little bit of sense. Now, the big question marks that we don't know are, do the extras count for this? In theory, there can be no extra that is a grand based off the lore they've given us before now. But, I mean, lore is basically something they can easily bend and break if they want. And they did say, hey, in preparation for the grand class system, we are putting every SSR on raid up, not every one of the base 7 classes. So to me, I think there is a question mark here, but I think it's more likely than not that you will be able to make a grand of an extra class. I think it'd be really stupid of them at this point if they didn't. But who knows? They may make it where it's like, yeah, you have to have like, I don't know, like completely unlocked the class score and like done everything in it in order to be able to like have a grand of that class. I'm not sure. Or they may just use this interface for like assigning the grand somehow. Either way, it seems there's some connection here based off what they said. So They did mention the more score you have for a class, the stronger grands that class will be. Better get spending that dust down. So Strom, I want you to realize the obviousness of what you just said. Because allow me to say something that is similarly obvious. Did you know that the higher you level up your character, the stronger it will be? Because that's the equivalent of what you just said. Did you know that if you level up their skills, they will be stronger as well? Did you know that if you foe them, they will also be stronger? People die when they are killed, yes. Yeah, it's like, to me, that's just like, yeah, obviously. The more you work on the class score for Lancers, the stronger your Grand Lancer is going to be. Shocking, I swear. Is implied that they're exclusive buffs from the Grand? No, it was not. That's people reading into it. So you have to be careful with that, because some people look at something and go, oh, this is what it is. There is an undisclosed connection. We don't know what. So don't read too much into it yet. Did you know that if you play the game, your servants won't die? Well, actually, if you don't play the game, your servants won't die. If you play the game, your servants will die. Just by nature of the game, right? Also, Aurelia has vanished. I think she's tired of chat shit. Yeah, I'm not sure why she did. I assume chat broke her again. So give it 1 second. She danced too much? Probably. Thanks for the mind-blowing revelation. I'm in shambles. Exactly. But yeah, so it's a nice change. I'm glad. This is one of the things that I said that they needed to do all the way back when. This to me is a better solution than making the Bleached Earth quests half cost. Because, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this, making the Bleached Earth quest half cost is a fucking mistake. You made the most efficient nodes the game has ever seen. Half cost? What? Okay. Like, the only reason we haven't farmed them to all hell and back is because of the limitation. But that's it. Like that is literally the only reason. Is when you click on enemies, it shows their traits. Should be able to see your own servant's traits with these. Yeah, I mean, everybody's talked about the fact that, like, you just don't have more info in the game, like in the like skill panels and stuff like that. So I completely agree, but it is what it is. Instead, I don't know, menu pick. I mean, so I'm going to say that's probably missing the forest for the trees again. Because that's implying that the developers aren't telling you in order to force you to make a choice. When the reality is the developers are not telling you about the grand system because it's a future system. They're only warning you to get you to work on things ahead of time so that, like, you have it more prepped. And also to, like, make you hype. They're not telling you so that they don't spoil the major surprise when it actually does come, right? Like that's the truth of the matter. It would be like, hey, did you know that we're going to have an anniversary servant this year, but we're not going to tell you? Oh man, they're not telling us because they're afraid. No, it's they make it a surprise every year, right? Like, so it's the same thing with something like this. It's probably just a case of they're not going to tell you until they're ready to tell you, because and keep in mind too, with developers, this has always been the case. They will play all their cards close to vest until they're ready to talk about it more, because for all you know, it's not done yet. And maybe they're making changes to it still behind the scenes as they test stuff. So they don't want to, like, stick their foot in their mouth and promise you, like, oh, it's going to do this, and then it doesn't do that, right? We should at least get specifics, i.e. one per class. I think that would definitely help if they clarified at least something like that. But at least as of right now, I would just go ahead and say basically just work on like bonding and stuff, because that appears to be what they really want you to do. So, and that's been the indicator. So I won't be at all surprised if like bond comes into play at the end of like Ordeal Call or something again. It's not mandatory at all. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, right? And let me put it to you guys this way, because this is another obvious point. And I hate to do this to Avalon, but like this is the way it is, right? I've told you guys this right from the get-go when Class Score released. You don't have to ever use Class Score. Why? They can never make it a requirement. They can never balance the game around it because it's an optional thing. It's literally a choice. So they can't do anything and be like, oh, well, this fight requires you to have the Lancer class score. You're literally just going to go like, but I don't have it leveled. I leveled every other class except Lancer. What do I do? And then they're going to go, oh, shit. This is why people are stuck. So, yeah, they know. They just know that they can't do it. Class score is just meant to literally, yeah, make it easier, right? I opened the stream and the merch store opened 20 times in my browser. Stop hacking my laptop. I see I got my hacker mans on you. Actually, I had no idea why that's happening. I haven't touched the merch store in a while. I need to probably like figure something with that out, but this is not the time of year for that for me. Also, I did chat. I don't know if anyone noticed, but you're back to the normal emotes. I did get them switched off of the Christmas ones. That's just hard to screw people if they did. Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of why they're not. We'll see. I think even with something like the grand system, I don't think they can require that either to an extent, right? Because or if they did, what you would be fighting would have to be something like the equivalent of a berserker, where like it didn't matter what you grand, everything is viable against it, right? So otherwise, I don't see how they can do that, because it's like, imagine again, like it's grand. It's a saber fight, and you made a grand lancer, but you haven't made a grand of any other class. Oh fuck, right? Like, so again, this is an interesting problem to say the least. But who knows? Maybe they expect you to have like one of every class or something like that. Finish the 3 newest quests. I haven't touched the advanced quests in a hot second. I probably need to, but again, it's just been a case of I am at this point inundated with an event on JP and needing to get 7.2 done because we probably have the prologue soon. So all of my focus is on those 2 things, at least at the moment. Skill issue, yeah. But they're reluctant to give out statues? I don't think it's that. I think when you look at any video game, especially a live service model one, you have this idea of needing a balance in the economy of the game. And what do I mean when I say economy? Do I mean like actual like money that's changing hands? I mean, maybe that could be part of it, but no, not really. What I mean when I say economy is whatever is like the vast majority of like transactions that occur in the game. You go in, you farm a node, you get drops, you get that, you take that back, and you use it on your servants, right? That's FGO's economy. When it comes to looking at something like the statues, and to be fair, this is like trying to be as transparent as possible here. This is pure conjecture on my part. This is how I assume the developers are thinking, but I don't actually know. Okay. So in this case, I assume what the developers look at when they see statues is they see a material that in the past was what we would like to call a dead mat. That is, anybody that was around for those original lottos has killed the fuck out of statues. They realize this is kind of a problem because they want players to actually still have to kind of work towards them and grind them. So they've decided to no longer give them out via lottos. This means that every new player, it's not a dead mat for them and they have to farm it. So it's not that like they don't want you to get them. It's more that they want you to work for them rather than for you to just have them completely easy and free. And this is another interesting issue because I think the reverse there is skill gems. And skill gems are dead mat territory for anyone that has done a lotto. And I think they chose the lesser of two evils. They said it's probably better to kill skill gems and give those out still during lottos rather than statues, because skill gems are probably needed in way more quantities and are way more annoying to farm, right? If you think about it, you only need one set of statues and monuments per servant. You need at least 3 as of the origin of the game for each servant. And then that expanded to also the append system and stuff like that. So it does seem like what they did is they tried to kind of put a bigger drain on skill gems with the append system, but that essentially they're still trying to just say like, yeah, it's okay if this one's dead for you, because it's way more annoying if we don't kill this one. So if you were to all of a sudden replace all statues with all skill gems with statues in a lotto, yeah, everyone would be done with all of their statues. But then all of a sudden people would start screaming about skill gems, so the problem would just shift. And I would argue that the screaming would be louder for skill gems than it would be for statues. Also why we get new mats with every new chapter. The grind has to continue. Yeah, 100%. Right? Like, and before anyone goes like, oh my god, I hate the farming in this game, I hate to break it to you, but this is the case with every gacha game. Okay? Like, for instance, and I said this literally yesterday, right? But it's like if you go look at Genshin Impact, what happens with every new major like area and chapter release? Oh my god, there's new artifacts you have to farm. Shocking. It's just the way all these games work. They have to keep expanding that economy, otherwise the players finish all of their goals and they never have anything else they have to do. Statues are only relevant until you are done ascending the bulk of your servants. Yeah, pretty much. Like once you get most of your units done, statues and monuments become very much a non-concern. Like I said, the only issue that I really need statues and monuments for on JP at this point is the class score system, and I don't really need class score that bad, so it is what it is. In fact, one of the things that actually stops me, besides the statues and monuments from working on class score, is either QP or actual normal ascension mats. So it is what it is. So it's like, yeah, maybe I don't have that much of a buffer on my statues to work on the class score, but it doesn't really matter because I didn't want to work on the class score until I had more of the materials. So it's just a weird kind of problem. Bro, I played Pokemon, I'm used to the grind. Yeah, and this is kind of why I say I don't really understand people complaining about the grind in FGO, because holy shit, have any of you guys never played I don't know, like Korean games and stuff like that, or even some of the Chinese games where the grind just gets insane, right? So to me, I don't really feel like FGO's grinding is that bad. And I'm gonna say again, these games are always designed as a marathon, not a sprint. You're not supposed to just sit there and complete the game in a month. You're literally supposed to play this game eternally as far as the devs are concerned, right? That is their goal, is to make you continue to play. Now, if you don't like that, that's fine. But I don't want to hear criticism of that on FGO's end and then watch you go off and play some other gacha game, because that's just hypocritical at that point. The game is not even grindy. I think if you were to look at like say like total account goals, like for a new player all the way to like the end of whenever they were to stop playing, right? Like you would see like, yeah, no, there actually is a lot of grind there. It's just there's no like huge pressure to actually get most of it done. There's a lot of pressure like front loaded in anybody in any new player's account trying to get their stuff online and working. But once you get like, you know, several challenge units, a good like farming system set up and stuff like that, like it really does. It alleviates a lot of the pressure. And so then it becomes more of a like what you want to work on rather than what you need to work on. Is someone buying the songs that are in the game? So Juan, are you asking about like the game's soundtrack, or are you asking about the in-game in my room things that you have to purchase using essential materials? Usually people tell you not to buy those because again, you can listen to like everything else online anyways if you wanted to hear it. Also, the only place you can listen to it is in the my room section. I think that's actually a quality of life they need to change. I should be able to like have a like ticker going across the top or something that's like, oh, now playing, you know, like this thing from this thing, and it would be able to like play music over it if you've already completed the node or something like that. So the fact that we can only listen to it in the my room, it kind of defeats the entire point. So most people just say don't do it because it's not worth the essential materials. And I haven't had to farm a single statue once since Da Vinci. Yeah, I get it. I understand for like newer players, it's a problem. And trust me, chat, boy, do I understand that, because again, that is my JP account, right? Like you're not alone in that. It's just, I also know from playing my JP account, you can get out of that. That hole does have a bottom to it. You can reach that bottom and you can climb back out. So essentially, it's not this like, oh man, I'll never complete this, I'll never finish anything off. Usually when people tell me like that they've been at it for like years, well, okay, so I got to change my mentality on this. Because for FGO, if you were to ask me this like year 7 forward, or sorry, backward, like so it's like years 1 to 7, the mentality would be that it doesn't really matter, you'll eventually complete everything anyways. From years 7 to at least year 9, this is no longer true. Because the developers kind of fucked up their event pacing and their rewards handouts during this time period. And so this is really an interesting thing. Somewhere around year 6 of JP, I nearly was complete with the foes for all of my units on JP. I did not finish those foes until year 9. What do I mean? In year 6, I only had about 50 units in the entire game left. At least on my account. My account on JP has something like 250 units, so I only had like a fifth of the roster left. And I started playing in year 3. So, literally, in this time period, I got 4/5 of my roster done. Now, obviously, over time, you add to the roster. But it stands to reason that if in 3 years I can get the vast majority of my units handled foe-wise, then surely I only needed like maybe 1 year to finish that. Well, that's where this comes in. They really fucked up giving out certain things. And it's, again, they slowed down the event pacing. They basically didn't give you any more after that point from other resources, or at least the amounts they were giving you were so small that it became a thing, right? And so I didn't finish until year 9, till the end of year 9, basically. And that, it just is what it is. It's they kind of messed up their handouts, and that they realized this, and they actually did. Like literally at the time I actually finished that exact same month, they handed out a bunch of new resources. So it's one of those weird sort of problems where like I was going to be done either way, but the developers did give out more because they realized they hadn't been giving them out, right? But that's why I say it's like, yeah, my mentality on this is that, like, yeah, you'll eventually get it done. However, that's the old mentality, and the new mentality may be, well, you should eventually get it done, assuming that the developers actually stay on top of the rate at which they're giving out like new servants versus amount of foes. So again, the example was the amount of servants kind of stayed roughly the same that they were giving out pacing wise, but then the amount of foes that they were giving out did not. And so therefore you kind of all of a sudden had this weird like gap of like, hey, I just don't have enough foes. Doubly so when you're trying to catch up old units. So that became a little bit of an issue. I could probably foe more if I didn't burn everything that wasn't a 3-star foe. Never, ever, 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 ever burn foes until all of your units are done. Does not matter the rarity, even bronze. Do you know how much value I have gotten out of those bronze foes? Like, holy crap. Maybe realizing that a majority of the player base wasn't doing it. I think there's a couple of facets there. One, I think statues just are a problem. So, like, again, exactly like the foe problem we just talked about, where it's like, well, the rate of servants coming out kind of stayed the same, but the amount of foes that were being given out dropped. Same issue then with statues, right? So, oh, you're rolling new units, you need to level them up, but you're not getting enough statues in events necessarily to do that. So that becomes a little bit of a problem. Yeah, the player can go grind that out, at least in that case, unlike foes where you can't grind it out in theory. Like, I say in theory, like, there's no, hey, you can just go into a node and get more foes. You can roll out your FP, but there is some RNG to that, and you may not have a lot of FP depending on what you do. So, but yeah, I'm going to say statues just in general have that issue of like they have a lot of demand. But then on top of that, you end up having things like the class score. I'm going to say, while this does increase that odds, keep in mind that if people weren't doing class score, I don't think most people are me. I think most people were letting their storm pods rot. So it's not because they didn't have the statue. Hello? Bro, I hate driver failure so much. That is one of the most annoying things. I am so lucky that like none of that happened during like, you know, like banner review recordings and stuff. Or at least I think it did happen at one of them, but I actually like killed the recording because of it. Okay, that fixed that. And that should fix that. So with Stormpod nodes, do they cost AP? Yeah, they do. Welcome back. Yeah, sorry about that. Like I said, it was just a driver failure, and I don't really get why it happens. But like I said, it's a thing. So I think people let their storm pods rot, and that's the first and foremost issue. So if you don't do your storm pods, you don't get the dust, and without the dust, it doesn't matter how many statues or monuments you have. You can't do class score without dust. So I assume this is like issue number one, right? But yeah, don't get me wrong. They may have looked at it and said, hey, other people aren't doing it because of the statues. So it is what it is. Could they give us a choice at the beginning of the event to decide what the players want more in an individual lotto? They could, but why should they? Devil's advocate here, right? Like, why should they? Why would they give you a choice? That's more beneficial to you. What's more beneficial to them is not to give you a choice. Because then you still need statues, and then that's something you have to go do. Like, I know that doesn't sound good, but that's the truth of the matter, right? Like, the developer is trying to keep you to play the game. And this is the case with every live service game. They're always going to do crap like that. What do I need for my weeklies here? That'll complete itself. Demonic enemy? Really? Still demonic? I think there was a couple nodes in Trom that had demonic. Not that one. Not that one. Okay, that's a thing, but I think it's like one of these. Yeah. Bird Monster and Orochi. I wonder if that's a non-standard node composition. Probably is. We'll try it. Hal, thank you for the 18. And Deus, thank you for the 41. Caliente, thank you for the 22. I'm sorry, I'm terrible. I don't know why I didn't react to those subs. Forgive me, chat. It's been weird. I think I've lost my ability to multitask because I've been tired and working the extra hours, and now instead I have hyper fixation, and it's I can still operate, I can still work, but things like that where it's normally I would hear it, and even though I would be talking, I would stop my conversation and mention it. It's now I'm just not doing it. I don't know why. I'm broken. Frostwolf, thank you for the 38. Who finally listened? LaSingle finally listened. So I've been saying for a while that again they needed to adjust the storm pods, and they did. So it was one of those deals where I had kind of been bringing this up for a while. However, I assumed at this point that they weren't going to do anything more with it, because they actually did just go well, okay, we're just going to give you half cost storm pod nodes. So, but they actually did. Kudos to them. They went even more beyond and came up with a better fix. So, am I proud of you? Yes, because you finished your taxes without asking me tax questions. And hello, Frostwolf. How little of the mat they gave us just for doing story? Honestly, I actually feel like they gave you quite a bit. I feel like most other singularities have been worse in that regard. Because, for instance, I almost have 40 of the bronze mat, which is not regular. They do listen, it just takes a while. Yeah, it's like I said, I think a lot of the concerns when you look, it's not like the devs don't care. It's not like the devs are idiots. It's not like they don't know what they're doing. It just seems like they're constantly overwhelmed and they don't have enough manpower. FGO needs to let us decide which music in the battle. I think you shouldn't be able to decide which music you have for a node you haven't completed, right? But for a node that you have, for instance, a farming node like this, yeah, why shouldn't I just be able to listen to whatever the heck I want, right? I get for a story battle, for a grand battle and stuff like that, yeah, you need to hear whatever OST they put towards it. But I mean, who cares for the node that you've run 1,000 times already? $47 of the new bronze and 22 of the new silver. I think that's fine. Yeah, like I said, I've seen singularities where it's you're lucky to get 15 of the mat. So like I'm okay with it. I know that maybe isn't like the thing that chat wants to hear, but it at least seems like LB7 did better with it, right? I do think part of the strain is that people just basically, want a lot more of the units this time around that use the materials, and so therefore they need them. Also, whenever it's bronze mats, you need like 70 of them, so it's a thing. Y'all have sound on when farming? I mean, the only reason I don't is because the weird audio delay issue. Because people complain about it, like hearing it over the song request. Because otherwise, I used to have it on all the time. And there would always be the occasional person that would complain in stream, but I just, I don't know. I didn't care. Gonna lurk now. LB7 calls me, no problem. Oh, see, that's simple, Ash. Because you're ignorant. Because if it's with an Apple product, you can't do that. There's no harm in giving the option, basically. Never rolled OC1 units, never had an issue with OC1 mats ever. Yeah, of course, right? And that's just always going to be the case. I've basically said the same thing myself. I haven't had an issue with it either, and I don't really plan to roll the Ordeal Call 1 units this time around on an A either. So Durga, I think, is the only one that I'm kind of on the fence on, but otherwise, it is what it is. I find it very weird to not have sound on when playing the game. I like it because whenever I play the game, for instance, if I have to do a note or something at work, I can't have the sound on. So I usually like to have the sound on. But like I said, it became such an issue on stream that I kind of had to shut it off. That being said, I would certainly prefer for that not to be an issue. It hurts, but I do it for Durga. I mean, Durga's your cup of tea, not mine. Because then I could play while I'm working. If you need auto battle to be able to play when you're working, then it implies that you can still play when you're working. Or do play when you're working anyways. Because you would still have to go in to set up an auto battle, and FGO is still again, it's not like an active combat system where it's action, right? So it's turn based. You can just literally sit there and wait till you have the next available moment. Just SR, the background music of FGO problem solved. True. It was nice saying Court's coming from the DL campaign. Oh, I totally forgot we have the DL campaign. Yeah, that's the thing. It keeps slipping my mind. I don't know why. But we got the, what was it, 22 million download campaign. So we did kind of mention this during the banner review and stuff like that. But again, this is going to be an Arish banner for you guys. You also have the Missing King Protea banner. This was an issue because this banner for some odd reason disappeared. We weren't really sure why, and frankly, in retrospect, I'm still not sure why, other than I guess they just maybe wanted to make room for Nito Alter to come earlier. That's fine, but I don't know, right? This is just, hey, we're gonna try to mess with your clairvoyance a little bit, I assume. Which admittedly, I'll give credit to the NA dev team for this, but it's I'd much rather have Nito Alter early. So, but yeah, you're basically gonna get this. You also have some of Arish's old CEs on raid up. I assume they'll be on both the King Protea and the Irish version. They also have the DaVinci Workshop. Wait, was this an update? Yeah, we had the update that gave us Take Romance, but I guess they're just allowing us to exchange for another copy of all of these, which is nice. All right, most of you guys should have this one. If you don't, please raise your hand so I can ban you from my chat. You know what? I think this is also a bannable offense at this point. Unless you can prove that your account is like a month old only. They should give us larva for free? No, they'll never. I don't on my unmade account. Oh, damn, that's a bannable offense. Because first of all, you see, I could ban you for not having 6 skills leveled to 10. However, I will instead choose to ban you for not making the unmade account. There's also login rewards, and looks like half AP for all Ember Gathering and Training Ground quests. So again, if you guys were needing a half AP time to be able to like grind or something like that, this is a good time. We have like basically a week before Valentine's Day comes out, so I would at least like try to get certain things done if you need to, because like I don't really know when you'll get another half cost opportunity after this. At minimum, there should be one with like Ordeal Call in like April. But I'm just trying to think. Half AP for all free quests. Okay, there you go. But yeah, so keep in mind, chat, this is only the first 3 times a free quest is cleared, so this is par for the course. This is just kind of how it always is. But this is a good time to, again, like clean up all the LB7 free quests as you guys complete it. So I'll be a little bit rushed to try and do this probably. But you can see it does require you to have cleared LB7. So at that point, if you guys aren't done with LB7, get on it. Because you'll just miss out on more efficient clear of the free quests. Once you've cleared it the 3 times, though, and you've gotten the end reward for it, it'll no longer be half AP. Me, who already did all the free quests. See, it pays to be lazy sometimes. Just wait a little bit. Just wait. Just go sit on the most efficient node and wait for a half cost, and then boom, there you go. You got even more AP value out of it. No, gotta do them now. It's fine. I waited for this. Yeah, I kind of knew this was coming as well, and it's why like I just haven't been that push to do like LB7. Because it's like, okay, well, all I'm gonna get out of it is the days that I could have spent farming 1 node. Wasn't this the last time we got this? I want to say no. I think we also get it a couple of other times, but we haven't gotten it in a while, I feel like, on JP. Because I did check, and my Ordeal Call 2, I have two free quests I still haven't done. Yeah, this starts on the 30th, chat. Not out yet. Which... It's 30th at 8 PST, so literally the 30th at 11 Eastern time. So literally not tonight, tomorrow night. Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't have more in the game updates. I guess game update wise, this download campaign was kind of a dud, and it makes sense because like it's 22 million. It's not necessarily the biggest one, and 2, it's just kind of one of those things where I think they were busy with Ordeal Call at the time, so they didn't want to make a big deal out of this one. They were already coming up with like the class score and all that crap, so they were just like, yeah, whatever. Did I do the new challenge quest for JP? Or are you talking about on like Bleached Earth? Because no, I haven't done either. Nor will I until, again, I basically get the opportunity. But now, chat. Sorry, it just was like, what the heck? Because I realized I actually had 2 variants of my Twitch dashboard open. I'm still confused by that, but whatever. Oh, the advanced quests? No, I haven't touched them yet. Advanced quests are normally something I let build up and then I do a bunch of them at once. Have we ever gotten a general half AP free quest beyond first clear? Yes. Yes. It's just been a heck of a long time and they really don't give them out anymore. Like, I want to say it hasn't been a thing in like years. Like 3 to 4 years at least. And I would not expect a general half AP free quest to happen ever again. Based off of that same sort of mentality of them being like, we need to keep people playing the game. Half AP is a scam? My brother, what? What does that even mean? Getting something half cost is a scam? Anyways, yeah, so this was the class score campaign we were just talking about. You guys could see, clear any quests using storm pods, blah, 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 blah. Open class score signs. I'm actually not 100% certain what that means. I think it just means you have to go in there and like spend on like one thing in the individual class. But I'm actually not sure because I think I'm only at like 4 out of 5 on this one. Just get a class score thing. So in like 5 different classes. Okay. So this is really funny because chat, tell me, tell me I'm not like insane. And tell me that this number doesn't look like it says 39 storm pods. Because when I first came in here, like in the morning, and I saw like the update, because this is the exact same image that appears in the in-game update, I was like, but if you zoom in real far, you can kind of see the pixelated slash there. But I was like, is that 39? I was like, holy shit, did they up the cap? No, they didn't. I wish they would though. I think like something like around like 20 would be a nice cap for storm pods, where it's like you basically have to play within the week, but it doesn't force you to play that much, or you could build up the storm pods. I will say though, the cap matters way less with this change. So it's not as big of a deal anymore as it used to be. Yeah, they remodeled the teapot usage AI. Again, you got more stellar sand rewards upon using storm pods. I don't like the wording of this. Because this doesn't sound like those that spent it before. This sounds like those that had it before. So if you had like 6 out of 9, nice, going into the update, you get compensated for having 6 of them. At least that's the way this reads. So I'm not sure this is written correct. And then this also makes me question it because my understanding of it was that every storm pod now gave you 20, not just quests that originally gave them out, which would imply that only the Bleached Earth quests give 20. Every quest gives 20. Okay. Yeah, then this is worded fucking terribly. Holy shit. Like this, both of these imply the exact opposite of what they're supposed to imply. Showing an event node that gives 20. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, I just reading this on fandom here was like, that doesn't seem right. So fandom wording beyond ads. I'm used to it at this point. It's why I read everything on fandom with like a discerning eye, because I know that sometimes they like, and I think they're trying their best, right? But it's like sometimes people just like get it wrong, and it just is what it is. But yeah. All right, so chat, let's talk about Valentine's Day. Blah 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 blah. Wait, did I get the wrong year? Oh, this should be the right year. Am I dumb and blind and stupid? Oh, I'm under it. God damn it. Always got to go to the JP one. There it is. I was like, this is not the right Valentine's Day event. What am I doing? So we're about 10 days ahead. I don't think this is correct either. That is to say, I think if you haven't completed Avalon Lefay, you can't watch the scene, but it does still get added to your Chaldea when you do unlock it. Go to the C list, it'll show the special Choco from this year. Wait for what? Buddy Ring. God, that's such a shit name. You talking about this one? Or are you talking about what? In the tabs, top tabs? Ah, thank you. I'm confused. Talking about this? Like mashes for this year? There's 2 special chocos in the text. I'm not sure what you're meaning. Not a C, but an item? Huh? I feel like I'm completely thrown for a loop and you're trying to tell me something that's actually obvious and I'm just not understanding what you're meaning. Yeah. Sorry, read the top text. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I knew that. That's why I'm like getting super confused as to what you're talking about. Because I'm like, yeah, is he like trying to like point out something that I'm not understanding? That something I'm not getting? No. I knew. Yeah, this one's a really nice one. Did we get 1 in the prior year or did we get 2? One dude, one lady. But was it like, I know that's the way it is in this one, but did we only get 1 in the prior year? That's what I don't remember. Later, JC. I think so. Okay, yeah. I can't remember at this point. And it's point ladder event. Oof. Okay. Let's start at the beginning. We don't have Advanced Quest 14 yet. I think this is when we finally get an MLB. God, we don't have Chaldea Boys for like... Yeah, literally a month. Holy shit. So that's gonna be nice. Granted, this is a... It is a 3-week event, so good lord. Okay. Hey guys, my name's Kadroth, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Valentine's Day event. So as you guys can see, we basically are a little bit ahead of JP right now, as we're anticipating the Valentine's event to start for us pretty much on the 7th. It does appear to be what's going on, as we did just get the confirmation of the 22 million downloads campaign and its timing, which will wrap up on the 6th. So at this point, you can assume that we're roughly 10 days ahead of JP and where it was at. I do expect that's probably going to shift even more out of whack. As again, we kind of just already started the year at an accelerated schedule. Most of you guys should have been done with 7.2 by now, but if you haven't, I would definitely tell you to try and get it done sooner rather than later. Though admittedly, you don't necessarily have to have it done until really something like the actual Deer Call 1 launch later on in, like, I want to say around April. So at that point, that's when you'll get your storm pods. You won't want to miss out on any of those. So as long as you get 7.2 done before that point, you should be fine. But again, we're going to be going into the Valentine's Day event. That's what this video is going to be about. So as you guys can see, we basically have another 3-week-long event. Don't pay attention to the date stated here because this was for JP. And again, like I said, we're about 10 days ahead of that. Now, you can see the requirement for the event is only Fuyuki in order to participate. However, the main story of the event will have spoilers for LB3. There's also going to be some interesting locked Valentines if you haven't done other story chapters, but we'll talk about that as we get in. Again, you guys can see you are going to have the normal just unlock pace of like every day. More story chapters and free quests are going to be unlocked because of that. We're also going to have our newest SSR, an AoE Arts Ruler that's kind of supporty, kind of going to work in multiple damage dealer setups and can facilitate looping for you. So that's going to be Popes Johanna. And Johanna is definitely an interesting character. I don't think damage-wise she's necessarily all that, but she is someone that can be capable if you put her in the right setup and you, again, kind of allow her to succeed. So she could be a really fun character to have, a really interesting one. I like to call her Gigapope due to her NP animation. And you guys will see she's definitely going to have an entertaining story. So we do also have a new command code basically coming back to the shop here. It's going to be the buddy ring from before, aka the golden ring. It's just a nice command code that you might want to use on some of your favorite units. Looks like this is also when they got the list function here, essentially to allow you to filter the servant's face portrait when viewing the scenario of the servant in the Valentine's Day event. I don't know if we already have this or not. I haven't paid attention because I don't normally like look at that sort of thing in the My Room shop, especially with regards to the Valentine's Day event itself. Now, talking about the event and its mechanics, you guys can see there is an interesting little tidbit that they tell you right here about how Popes Johanna and Oberon have different unlock requirements for the Valentine's Craft Essence that you maybe want to view. So in hers, you'll have to clear the main quest all the way up through section 7 in order to be able to get hers and view hers. So you won't be able to roll it out normally in the normal way that you do the other craft essences. And Oberon himself, you will basically be able to get the craft essence, but you will not be able to watch it unless you've actually cleared Avalon Lefay. So that's going to be another sort of restriction right there. You guys can see you also have some special quests that will reward you with teapots, so that's definitely nice if you guys are wanting that extra bond. And you can, as you can see here, exchange your chocolates basically to get the Valentine's Craft Essences. You can either choose random or a lock-on choco. If you use the lock-on choco, you can specifically select which one from either the male or the female that you want. But if you use one of the random ones, you're going to end up just kind of getting it at random. The goal should be, though, by the end of the event to collect them all. And if you do complete the point ladder, you will get enough of these sort of chocolates in order to allow you to collect every single unit in the game. So if you don't have every single unit in the game, you'll have a little bit left over. There's no problem with that. I'll talk more about the CEs here in a minute. Again, they do have an exchange filter. Basically, that'll allow you to filter for all owned and not owned CEs. So this is a really, really nice one, as it'll allow you to just very quickly try to target certain craft essences that you haven't gotten from prior years. Because, again, you guys know the drill at this point. If you've been doing Valentine's Day, it's pretty much always about collecting the CEs. And if you've already collected some of them, you don't necessarily need them as easily as before. So maybe some people don't try to collect them all. I usually do, if for no other reason than they're actually just free craft essence experience. I know that sounds terrible because it's a unit's like special Valentine's CE, but as long as you have gotten them at some point in your account, it will be recorded on your craft essence list. So you will have it there no matter what you do with the craft essence after that point. So to me, it's free real estate, and I basically just use it for making craft essence bombs. But certainly, if it's one of your favorite units, you can feel free to hold on to it. In fact, I usually tell you guys it's a good idea at the end of every Valentine's Day to save at least 5 craft essences, because these are some of the only craft essences in the entire game that usually have value for the next iteration of the event. What does that mean? That means every single craft essence that you get for Valentine's Day, at least for the units specific Valentine's Day, not the gotcha Cs or something like that, can be used in the next event, usually, as they usually give you a point bonus. they're normally not the best thing to take, but if you don't roll or you don't roll right away, even, it can be at least something that can tide you over until you do. So again, I usually tell people save at least 5 of them. That way you have, somebody that you're taking from support and the other 5 that you maybe have just kind of socketed away that you can throw into your party composition since you don't have craft essences right away. So that can be something that can be useful to you. But again, that's basically just the way that the event mechanics are going to work. There is event bonus. Again, Johanna being the new unit is going to get 100% damage bonus and 50% bond bonus. This will actually help out a little bit with the 90++ in the event, but definitely there are going to be some interesting strategies for that one, as it will be another Moon Cancer node. Again, there's no requirement to take them, though, for drops or anything like that. Thank God they learned that lesson from prior Valentine's Days. And you guys can see there are several other units, aka all of your old Valentine's Day units, that basically will be 50% and extra damage and 20% bond. There is a new event CE here, the cute girl seated behind me. As you guys can see, it does give point bonus, 30% base, 60% at MLB, and it is a rather interesting craft essence. Unfortunately, it's split stats, otherwise it would actually be a pretty meta craft essence. But you guys can see it gives power mod to man attribute by 25% and 50% starting charge. It's still a pretty decent one, don't get me wrong. It's just probably not one you guys are going to want to level up too much, so I definitely recommend grabbing this out of the shop first and foremost. And then we also have the event reward command codes. Your 5-star one here is damage against chaotic alignment by 25% on the engraved card. That's definitely useful and very, just good in terms of it being a widely applicable one. Drowsy Bomb here ignores defense on the engraved card, and then when attacking with the engraved card, inflicting curse, 500 damage 3 turns to the target. So if you have somebody that scales off of curse stacks or curse damage, this is definitely going to be a really, really nice one for them. And Holy Paper Bag here, when attacking with the engraved card, remove 1 attack up buff from the target, as well as increasing the critical damage by 5% of the engraved card. So really, each one of these command codes actually pretty useful and pretty nice to have. Your actual banners here, again, we have Popes Johanna. However, there are other servants on Raid Up, and you guys can see there are a ton. We talked about this during the banner review videos. If you want my initial thoughts on each one of these, you guys can go check that out. I also do have, I believe, a video out on Johanna. If not, I will make one, so don't worry about that. But essentially, this is going to be the way that Valentine's Day kind of normally works. That is to say, if you've ever rolled any of these banners before, understand that while they do each have their own separate raid ups in terms of SSRs, there's going to be a ton of banners flying around. They are all female only. What does that mean? That means you can only roll female units in that banner. So it's interesting from the standpoint of, while you can still get spooked, you cannot get spooked by a male. The only exceptions to that are going to be the sort of in-between units like Enkidu, for instance, where they can appear on either the Valentine's Day banners or the Chaldea Boys banners that come later. So there is that. But otherwise, again, yeah, it's all females in that regard. So this is definitely a time that a lot of people like to roll. It just depends on whether or not you're missing some of these units or you've been kind of pining for them for a while. And there is the other interesting one here denoting that Nido Altar will have another raid up at this point. So there is that to look forward to. But like I said, each one of those units should have their own singular banner, so you can definitely try to single one out and get the things that you want. However, they will all have these craft essences on them. So you guys can see your 5-star C here is actually quite nice this time around. It is all attack scaling, invuln pierce, arts up of 5%, and NP damage by 20%. This is a really, really nice challenge craft essence, especially if you're going to be rapid firing Noble Phantasms off. So this one can be a really, really nice one to acquire, especially at MLB. Your 4-star one is Arts Up and Buster Up with NP charge per turn. Definitely not bad since it's also all attack scaling. And again, it's got Creamhild on the art there. And then Sleeping Eliza is going to be your 3-star. That's all HP scaling, but it does at least give you HP per turn, as well as a little bit of damage cut and critical stars per turn. Altogether, not the worst 3-star craft essence I've ever seen. Again, you can see each one is going to have its own individual banners, what they're telling you right here. It's got separate bonus. And then basically each one will also have its own singular, like paid single court summon on it each day. So that's up to you. But keep in mind that each of these banners lasts the equivalent of like a day. So you're not going to have multiple opportunities really to roll on a singular banner in that regard. However, you can get a paid single there on each one of them. And then again, they each have their own separate pity system rate up. Pity does not carry over to the other banners or anything like that. We do also get a rerun of the summoning campaign from the prior year. This is Bizette. Bizette's a fantastic unit. To me, still one of the most fun units to use in the entire game, just due to her ability to counter. And again, she's definitely a fun unit to have. But we do have other units here as well. Basically, all of your old Valentine's Day units coming in, particularly to denote there, Umu Bride is actually pretty nice in terms of her being a pseudo support, so she's definitely a decent one to pick up. But all of these units I think are at least pretty much in a decent state, with maybe the exception of Semiramis, and she's not unusable. It's just she just desperately needs a buff. But some of these units in particular have really strong capabilities. They'll also each have their own rate up craft essences alongside. Just a couple that I'd like to point out here. One, this one is Valentine's Witches. It's actually a really nice one. It is also Invuln Pierce. So you guys can see its NP damage up of 25% and NP gen of 10%. So this one can also be really nice, all attack scaling craft essence. And then honestly, Chocolate Heaven here is another one that I mention pretty frequently on the channel. It's somewhat rare and difficult to get, but it is also all attack scaling, and it can be a decent alternative if a quick unit is very close to being able to start from 0% charge but can't quite do it due to refund. This one can help you out quite a bit, as you get 20% NP gen and 15% quick up on top of the NP damage. So this one's definitely another nice craft essence there. But really, there's a lot of good ones, including Cute Orange Jet here and some others in here that could be of value to you. So definitely recommend checking each one of them out. But yes, I do think these can be good banners for you to roll. Just keep in mind, we do have other banners coming up later in the year. We've got Chaldea Boys next on the roster, and we basically are going to end up having pretty quickly here a jump towards the arcade collab. So keep in mind, that's going to be Tiamat, Draco coming. So just be careful with how you're handling your summoning plans. Taking a look at the event shop, you guys can see there are 4 sort of shops here. We've got Lovey-Dovey Coin. This one's going to be your gold material. Again, 2 copies of the craft essence are going to be here. Crystallized Lures, Scarabs, the LB5 Fruit of Longevity there, the Black Beast Grease, the Lanterns, and then some gold statues, which again, I'm going to remind you guys, you do have the class score system coming soon. So I will be putting out a video on that, talking about like everything that you guys are going to need and kind of maybe some strategies and tips and tricks for you guys. But yeah, this is definitely a good time maybe to start like stockpiling on some of those statues to help you out, especially if you're a little bit low on some of them. And then we also have the gold foes here. Don't buy the command code remover. They are never worth. So just save yourself a little bit of currency in that regard. Looking at your Lovey-Dovey pendant, this is going to be your silver material. You get 1 more copy of the craft essence, so that is 3 so far. And then you basically get another crystallized lore, Lanugos, serpent jewels, night metals, and then your 6.5 swords from Trom there. So definitely a material that a lot of people probably need quite a bit of still. So that's definitely going to be one that you can help stock up on. And then your silver statues, which exact same deal pretty much as the gold. You're still going to need these for class scores, so I do recommend at least trying to get what you can of these. 1 more copy of the gold foe for attack. Don't buy the command code remover. And then as we get to the bronze over here, we get a 4th copy of the craft essence, the divine spherical vein orbs there, the fangs, the proof of the heroes, the chains, and then 1 more gold HP foe, your normal 3-star foes, your 5, 4, and 3-star embers. I'm going to say if you skimp on any of them, skip on the 3-star embers. However, buying them can be nice because you can burn them for basically the equivalent here of 100 extra mana prisms. If you're low on mana prisms, that can be a thing. And you will see there is this miscellaneous shop that will be available to you at the end of the event that will allow you to exchange any leftover chocolates that you have for essentially QP. It's not a great exchange. I don't necessarily recommend like doing this, but if you've gotten all the chocolate craft essences that you can for Valentine's and you just have some left over, just go ahead and exchange it and get the QP out of it. All right, taking a look at the point rewards here. You guys can see the totals go all the way up to 3 million. Looking at what is actually afforded to you in the ladder. Basically, we have at least a ton of QP, mana prisms, some ascension materials, some, again, apples and such. So definitely some nice stuff here in the early ranks. And then as we progress on, pretty much the exact same thing, only now we get command code keys, and we also get our 3-star command code right here, as well as a summoning ticket at 150k there. Moving on even further into the next bracket, we get yet another summoning ticket, more of the same, the 4-star command code right there, and command code keys. And then moving on in the 500k bracket, we basically have even more of the same with the 5-star CE or command code, as well as the summoning tickets and stuff. You're also going to get your first crystallized lore right here at the 900k mark. Looking at the 900k onward mark, you're going to see even more. You start actually getting some gold foes here. Again, more summoning tickets, things like eggs. So your essential materials are starting to get a little bit better. And then basically for the final stretch, you're going to see even more gold foes. And then literally your 5th copy of the craft essence. However, you will not get the 5th copy to MLB it until 1.8 million out of the 3 million points. So understand that this will probably take you quite a bit into the event to get. Maybe some of you will get lucky, you'll get that drop, but keep in mind, due to the fact that this is a point bonus event, you pretty much don't want to MLB this anyways, so you can do it at the end of the event, that's perfectly fine, but you just want to kind of run as many copies as you can for the point bonus if you don't have gacha CEs. If you do have gacha Cs, there may be some value in MLBing it and taking a friend's MLB. And then that way you're going to end up with, again, sort of 2 MLB copies, each giving 60% bonus. And so you could get like 120 out of that and then have yourself basically drop Cs in the rest of the slots for your party. So it's totally up to you how you want to do this. Some of you may roll, some of you may not roll. Again, it's just going to take different strategies depending on what you're trying to do. Again, moving forward, you guys can see I actually didn't mention this, but literally every single one of these rungs of the ladder here, basically every couple of steps you end up getting more of those chocolates, so that's going to be what allows you to actually exchange for the chocolate craft essences. So you definitely got some nice stuff. Again, the rewards actually do pretty much kind of stop after about the 2.2 million. You do I say 2.5 really here. You do keep getting stuff, but it gets pretty generic after this point until you get all the way to the end with the 3 million, where you get yet another crystallized lore. The main quest is an interesting one. I'm not going to try to spoil you guys on it, just kind of quickly scrolling to the end right here. You guys can see you will get another grail from this. So if you're counting grails into the future, maybe for 120 projects or something like that, this will be another event that gives them to you, so there is that benefit. You will have a couple of free quests, and I'm just going to kind of quickly scroll right on down to look at the end nodes, because those are going to be the ones that really matter for you guys. So there's chapter 7 right there. So this one, I believe this is your 90 right here. So it's just a 333 saber node for your level 90 node. Gives spirit roots and magatamas. And then your 90 plus node is a 113 caster node. So you're definitely going to want some decent riders to be able to handle that, or maybe even a cheeky alter ego or berserker. And this one's going to drop meteor shards as well as cerebral spinal fluid. It also drops all materials and all points. So definitely nice in that regard. And then your 90++ node, which is a 2/2 Berserker node. Sorry, 2/2 Berserker and Moon Cancer node. So you're going to have a 1 million HP BB in this node. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a hairy instance. Actually, no, sorry, it's not BB. It's Janako for this one. It was BB in the other Moon Cancer node. So there is some interesting points to this, but this is where, again, if you have anti-sky, anti-divine units, literally you're going to have some decent rulers that you can actually use for this sort of thing. So again, obviously someone like Pope Johanna can work, or again, any of the other ones, including, yeah, you could definitely end up trying to get away with like Luvi and stuff like that. Keep in mind, damage bonus is your friend. Trying to make use of that'll be good. If not, try to exploit the niches. I'm trying to remember what's her face, the welfare ruler chat, whose name is currently escaping me. EO, thank you. Yes. So, literally, EO is also going to be another good option for this. So, she falls short in damage. She actually does not. So the way I did it with EO is basically I ran double Castoria, I believe Black Grail, and then on top of that I actually had it was either boosted with Martha or Lady Avalon, I want to say. It was one of those. So you should still be able to do it, but I do believe it requires some critting at certain points if you, depending on like your NP level and stuff like that. Which again, you should have her, fully enhanced. So it may just be a case of like, again, do you have an MLB Black Grail or not? Do you have a skills maxed out? Do you have the unit fully FO'd? All of that. But even with Super Choco, yes, and that's actually a good point. I basically haven't gotten to that, but we will talk about it here in a second because this event does have a unique mechanic. So real quick here, let's go look at the extra quests. So these are the quests that they were talking about. These nodes just give more points. You definitely want to run them with a point C, although it may be a set amount of points, but I'll say just basically defaults to running it with the point C, and that'll help you out. And then again, these are also going to give you teapots. Each one does have its own unique sort of like mechanics going on, but none of them should be too difficult for you guys to do. It's basically free teapots, free bond as long as you do them. So I do recommend getting them all done. And as you look towards the challenge quest, again, Angel and Devil, I'm not going to reveal who they are, but basically you're going to get a crystallized lore for that as well. So now we come to look at the craft essence list. And again, this is the sum total of all the Valentine's craft essences that are available to you during the event. Like I said, most people try to collect them all, and there are enough chocolates in the ladder to do so. Each Valentine CE will be level 80 out of level 80, so you can kind of use it as craft essence experience fodder. However, it's not necessarily the same amount of experience as if you had actually leveled up a craft essence to 80 out of 80. It's still kind of a reduced amount, but it is still a pretty lucrative amount to use. So I do recommend at least, if you're not going to save them for next year because it's one of your favorite units, trying to make like craft essence bombs out of that. If you need a video talking about craft essence bombs, I have a very nice guide for that on the channel that you guys can go check out. So again, that's just going to be how you can efficiently make CE bombs and basically how you can get the most out of these craft essences. However, as you guys can see, there is this line right here. It says you can alternatively use the chocolate or return gift instead of the normal lock-on chocolate, basically, to redeem a Valentine's C of your choice, with the targeted servant obtaining an extra exclusive passive skill. So that is to say, you're going to get one of each for males and females that you can give this passive skill to. It will grant you Blessing of the Saint EX. And what that does, that charges your own NP gauge to max at the start of battle based on NP level. And then it will also increase the bond points that you gain by 50 on that unit. So yes, you can choose to use this strategically for something like the 90++ node, or again, you could just put it on your favorite unit. It's up to you. I usually just put it on my favorite and just run the nodes with the favorite. But again, it's your prerogative for how you want to do that sort of thing. But again, it is a very, very nice little extra benefit to you, especially for like farming the nodes. If you want to think about it from the gameplay sense and not from the putting it on your favorite unit sense, then gameplay wise, it makes sense to use it on a unit that can probably do most of the nodes. So you're looking at some sort of like Omni Looper or Berserker or something like that that can basically get a lot of mileage for you. You guys can see there are some other ones that cannot be attained from the event shop. And in certain cases, you need to clear Avalon Lefay in order to receive Oberons, and you need to clear the Valentine's main quest Act 7 in order to get Johanna's. So basically all the same stuff that we read before. And it looks like this is a list basically that they've been maintaining. So I'm not going to bother to go through every single unit and their craft essences with you guys. Just again, as we've mentioned before, try to collect them all. It's free experience, and they do have a lot of really, really nice cutscenes and stuff. So I do recommend at least giving them a watch if you haven't before. But that's also where like filtering for some of the Cs that you haven't acquired before will at least let you know like, hey, that's a new one, and it'll make it a little bit easier on you. But again, I do recommend trying to get them all. And that is basically the Valentine's Day event in a nutshell. Like I said, it's a 3-week event. It ends up having a lot of lucrative stuff in it. So do make sure that you guys participate. And good luck if you guys plan to roll any of the banners. Let me know down below who you guys will be rolling for if you're going after anyone. I'd be curious to hear you guys' thoughts. And I will see you guys for the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Later. Okay. Ugh. Do you really care about Bond that much? No. However, I will be putting it on my favorite unit because my favorite unit can fuck with that 90++ node. Since it is a Moon Cancer node, my waifu gonna absolutely destroy it. There's a question about the Storm Pod nodes. I got you. Yeah. Bunny, yeah. No, I mean, to me, it's not even the loss of, like, the bond, really, that matters. It's more like the efficiency of the Storm Pod nodes is just better. Like they actually do just have increased drop rates. So, if you need any of those Storm Pod materials, you may as well use the Storm Pods to get them, right? But, yeah, I do get it at the same time. It's like, if you don't need them, who cares? Didn't see the value in wasting time on meaningless events. Listen, I get that because, like, that's kind of how I was with Girls Frontline 2. Like, I did the half of the event that was, like, clear and straightforward and easy to do. I didn't do the half of the event that was, like, super time-wasty mini games that give you very little reward. So I get it. But no, the Valentine's Day events are usually pretty easy to do. General, thank you for the 65. Hello. How are you doing today, bud? Are you still playing Girls Frontline 2? I have not logged in several days. I don't know what to do about it. I probably at minimum need to like transfer the guild leadership, the platoon leadership, maybe like CZ or somebody. But yeah, it's been a thing where it's like I just haven't really felt like playing it because of all the extra stuff they're trying to make you do on a day-to-day basis. And with the extremely limited amount of free time I have right now, thanks to tax season, I've just said nope. Plus, as you guys saw, I basically cannot fit it on my phone at the moment. So that already just hurts me because I basically have to play it only when I'm at home. So it automatically transferred to me after 7 days. I gave it to CZ. Oh, sweet. All right. Glad to hear it. Now I don't have to log in and do that. Early FGO moment. It's fine. It's just one of those deals where it's like I totally get why players don't necessarily want to do events. However, and this is the thing that I'm going to say in general for like FGO as opposed to like any other gacha game, but really it does apply to every other gacha game too. Events are super lucrative in this game. You absolutely want to do them because they're, again, the game is all about farming materials for your servants, and that is the easily most efficient way to get materials for your servants. So I just recommend doing it. It's usually in your best interest to do so. For instance, I've seen people for years that, like, back when FGO used to constantly get like the original run of an event and then it's rerun, people just wouldn't play the rerun. And I was like, why? And they're like, because I've already done it before. And I'm like, that makes it easier. Do it. It's free resources. So, like, I understand people don't necessarily want to replay an event, but, like, dude, just skip the frickin' story. It's easy at that point. Holy crap. Oku still gives 36 Senkorts on the rerun, right? I don't understand that logic. It is what it is, right? Like, that's just where somebody's not like fully invested in the game and they're maybe just a little bit more on the fence about doing stuff and having their time wasted. Again, I get it. I understand. I'm just always going to tell you guys and advise you guys based off of what is optimal, based off of what is like good for you to be doing as a player. Whether you heed the advice or not, it's up to you, right? So many DMC songs. I mean, that's just whoever's song requesting. And that's why they killed reruns for years. I do think it's part of it. I think a lot of the devs kind of just like realized, hey, this is a lot of work still to produce a rerun. At least, you know, per their own words, right? Whether or not you believe that is another thing. But per their words, it was a lot of work apparently to do the reruns. And I think they did see that there was very low engagement with a rerun and that a lot of people probably just didn't play the rerun. And so they decided probably to go with like, hey, let's just do constant new events and very few reruns. And then that'll get people like playing every single event. So not gonna lie, I think CAD can finish 7.2 tonight. I don't think I can. So I thought about declaring a 7.2 only day, but I knew I needed to record the Valentine's Day guide. So that's kind of why I didn't, because I basically needed to get that out. And I wanted to get ahead of the developers in that regard, since they already jumped the gun with announcing it. So I was like, yeah, I need to get that done. We'll get it out. We'll get it posted in the like day or two here on YouTube, and then that way I'm not pressured on that end. But I also looked at where we were with regards to the story, and I said, I think that I will probably get stuck here. So we're going to continue 7.2. For those of you guys that aren't aware, we are in chapter 19 of the story. We are definitely getting close to the end, but there is still a lot to do at the end. But yeah, I assume there's still quite a bit of reading that still needs to be done. I'm going to go ahead and pause the song request here. Unfortunately, Devil May Cry Hour has to end. And we are going to be going neck deep now into the tube is all I can call it. Okay, so let's turn on the sound as well. Ah, yes, Space Tree. Taking a look at this, it's probably breaking my capture card. Okay. So, chat, can I just point out that bro literally has one of the Covenant like plasma rifles? Like it's definitely way more angular, but it's got that whole like gun on top, gun on bottom thing. So it's just kind of funny. John, thank you for the follow, and Darty, thank you for the 72 months. Appreciate it, my dude. Chat, can we get some love for our new follow and newest sub? A consecrated plasma rifle. It has a cross. True. He's clearly been told by the prophet to do it. But yeah, so it's really funny too, because now we finally just got like music to kick in, because the entire Iskali fight had no music. No human can compete with a servant. Damn. I was gonna say all this smoke. Dude, I really hope he just yeets him into the pit. With Danos hearts, they still need a jump start. This is really interesting because it implied that he wasn't divine before, but it is what it is. Like, I think he always has been divine. They just have been really weird with how they've been wording it. Can't do it. I can't kill myself. I don't want to revive Ort. Good. Good. There is hope for this character. I still don't like him, but there's hope for this character. Don't worry, though. It's still going to happen. You gotta destroy the planet to destroy proper human history. This is interesting. Okay, so he actually is Moctezuma. I wonder if he's going to accept cats now. Oh, it's Kali, you idiot. Couldn't have happened to a nicer person. Chat, can we all get a rip bozo for my boy Iskali? The heart of the human who erased 6 lost belts instead. What are you trying to imply, that we're a suitable substitute for a divine body? That's interesting. Never agreed to be your product. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask him why he killed his colleague. That much is obvious. I don't care about his colleague. Be plenty well rested now, huh? Oh god, the face is back! Jesus! It's like, I don't mind the art style, but that face, that actual expression is something else. That expression, I'm sorry, it's a face I don't even think a mother could love. Like... Alright, so this is a Rura fight. Okay, we're gonna have to go kind of hard here. And it's going to require one of these. I see we got a party shuffle mechanic. Wait, what? Not what I meant to do. I thought I had already put them in. Surely I can just use my Nito altar, right, chat? Bring Invuln Pierce. I can do that. Don't know if he'll be stunnable, but... So, it's gonna shuffle back to front? Question mark? Sorry, I'm thinking, chat. Can't start with only 2 members in the front. Yeah, so this will fill. And then the question is, which of the 3 do I get? And it may be random or it may be the leftmost. I'm not certain. But we'll just have to try it out and see. And hopefully I can stun him with the plug suit, because I have no idea what these bar breaks do. Only one way to find out. I think it's MHXA. If it is, it is. Disgusting. Okay, so it is MHXA. Chat is correct. Terror. Oh, joy. God, even on the back line. You little asshole. One of the few times that I hate that Castoria doesn't have the dragon trait. I think we'll do that just to protect her. And we'll just kind of brave chain it out. I won't be surprised if I fail this one, just because it's a 3 break bar fight. And like I said, I don't know what the break bars do. So it's easily possible that he just kind of messes with me. Yeah, she at least got 20%. Low-key kind of hope he hits her. Bro, what? Okay, hold on. Let me read some of this. Apply invincible yourself at the end of the turn. That's fucking annoying. Increase attack. Decrease target's buff. Debuff success rate when using normal attacks. Jesus. Field to forest. Charge by 1 each turn. And it's a 3-hit invincible at the end of each turn. That is just fucked. At least if it's 2-hit, you can kind of power through it. But 3-hit, you can only get through it with a brave chain. However, he kind of played himself here. Is Jolter shit? Well, wish I could cleanse that. I nearly scuffed that and plug suited it. I don't know what his break bar effect is. I don't want to find out. Okay. What the fuck, dude? She should be safe for this turn, so... He guarded the buff block. Wow. Oh, thank God. Okay, I was gonna say, it's like, I may be fucked, because she was the only one that actually had Invuln Pierce. That's a little bit annoying. So that wasn't 3 break bars, at least, but... that was actually not that bad. That could have gone way worse. This is the worst fight in the Lost Belt? No. No, I don't even think it's close. Probability fluctuations? Also, by the way, Avalon, that proved that the first battle can also give you the spawns. Can't believe they don't do shit on like Battle 2, yeah. I mean, they kind of did. They were actually the reason the Jalter died there. She did appear, so I've been waiting on this. Mwahahaha! She's being tsundere. It's a play. It's the president. This meme, like what the heck, man? Director Olga Marie. And then once more. God damn it. It broke again. I'm sorry, chat. Probably not the real translation. Yeah, I mean, I assume they made a similar reference, right? Like something that would have made sense to the Japanese people, so they localized it. Whoops, here. Nor do I believe you're capable of sweating. A staunch pacifist. Yeah, sure. That's what we'll go with. I wasn't trying to save anyone or anything like that. Baka. No one buys it? Even the smallest thing can grow into an impassable rift, but also even the smallest thing can grow into, like, a complete change of heart in a positive way. We'll see. So we're gonna speak up here. Because Benny Oh? Oh, or she? Okay, there you go. Lava under my cloak. Yeah, she's blushing because it's hot. Not because we're hot, chat. Wait. Do you know why I helped you? Fucking tsunderes, man. Like, she's just already completely freaking like dropping the act. I didn't help anyone. Do you know why I helped you? Really? So we're just going right in without any other things. Interdasting. And I can throw her to the back. However, this actually makes the fight harder. Thank you. Very cool. Well, actually, no. It's going to do the shuffle again, isn't it? So I probably need to throw her in the front. Avenger. I only have one caster this time. I assume he's still gonna have the invuln mechanic. Hold on, let's throw that on you. I guess I could do like Honey Lake. Actually, how about ruler on ruler violence? Should it come to that, of course. Let's do one of these and one of these. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do this because I straight up like. I think I just want the NP on command should I need it. And now we're pretty much bricked up. So last time we did this, it was the rightmost servant, correct, chat? That came in? Wait, no, hold on. They can't start out this way. It's gonna have to go like that. And that should... Well, hold on. If it goes in order of left to right, then we'll do it like that. Because then it should go, these two come in, this stays, this goes here, and this goes here, I assume? I don't know. Okay, never mind. I have to use MASH anyways. Yeah, I can't read. Okay, so MASH has to be in the front, so we'll just literally do it like that. And boom, there you go. It's not like the game was shouting at you to use her or anything. It's fine. I would have figured that out eventually. Okay. So he does the terror again. This is somewhat problematic because this time I don't have... Actually, no, this may be perfect. I'm gonna opt with that over damage. I should get 30%, but this will be all over gauge. Yeah. And we had Bride and we had a lead in P. That's a problem, though. Also, did he cleanse himself? No, okay. He just... I guess that was break bar shit. Fudge nuggets. Oh, I can try to crit him to death. I'm gonna take this risk. I shouldn't. Damn. Not as good, but actually, this kind of works. And I get the extra crit damage. There you go, chat. Nice, easy. Easy 2-turn. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, him stunning Castoria means that I don't have the charge here. But I was like, fuck it, we ball. Jalter stays winning. It's funny because I shuffled and I got basically the same cards, so. Common Jalter W. Yeah, I mean, Jalter with crit damage, name a better duo, right? Yeah, this is his face. I can't even hold myself. Like he got gut punched. We had to open our big mouth. We had to fucking say it. I also like Rasputin's just laughing at her. So, okay, chat. Thank God. I'm so glad that Da Vinci said this line. Because this is irrefutable proof that Da Vinci doesn't know what she's talking about. Irrefutable proof. This line right here is Da Vinci stating something as fact that is completely wrong. And I say this, chat, because you already know it. Okay, I'm not like spoiling or anything. They literally told you Ort is coming back. It's only a matter of time. This was just to kickstart the process. Because she thinks she prevented it, right? That's what I'm saying. She thinks it's a fact. It's just not. So unfortunately, you can't always trust what Da Vinci says. Because Da Vinci will state something that she thinks is right. It just may or may not be. Can't be woken up with either a reluctant soul or a damaged heart. So unless Tez throws himself in. Oh yeah, David. David could throw himself in. It's David with the steel chair! Damn, look at how he ties them shoes, chat. He's standing in the supreme pose. He had to do it to us, right? That it's just that like the way they showed you the like face on pose right there, just was like, oh no. Reminds me of Goku wearing Supreme. Oh, hold on. Strinova. All according to Cake, yes. People had it as Sprite was Supreme back then. Oh, I know. I did see those memes. I figured you would. Oh, now with that lip open, now he's like, it's the Palpatine ironic. Like, yeah. More experienced than him when it came to underworld pilgrimages. He has everything he needs to revive Ord. Interesting. I'll see if my theory here is right. They're terminals from a dark star that was blasted 14 billion light years away during the Big Bang. A place outside the whole universe. Hmm. So what you're saying is Goetia was right. The more fighters you throw at him, the more shadows he'll call upon in response. Do 6 servants. This is a problem because MASH is a requirement. As is Olga. So, like, do 3 servants, but literally I'm already stuck with this. So... Hmm. What? Why is chat talking about feet? Oh, I remember this fight. I fucking hate this fight. Hmm. Yeah, I used Kirei for this on JP. Okay, crit stars down's a problem because that totally defeats the entire point of taking. Yikes. Fragment of 2030 on MASH. Okay. Still like doing that. It's 10k burn, yeah. I basically did it, actually less for the burn and more for the NP gain than anything else. So I could use her Buster card there for AoE, but I'm really trying to minimalize the use. Okay, that's gonna get problematic. And it cleansed it. Fucking A, man. I think it'd be fine. I should be fine. God, that damage resistance is nasty, though. Okay, so I gotta get at least one more NP. That's a little terrifying. Yeah, 3 turns it looks like. Feel like at that point I just need to equate their health a little bit more. Is he Genos from One Punch Man? Interesting. Oh shit. I forgot that makes everything like that selectable. Well, whatever. Get MP sealed and burned. Guess I am using them now at this point. Although if they cleanse, that could be a problem if it cleanses pre-turn. Oh, but now I have to use a Brave Chain from Olga. Fuck. I've forced myself into this whether I wanted to or not. I may have to scuff this. Three times 3 turns. The leftmost one has lost its damage resistance. The right 2 should lose it. 68% went off. It's fine. I want to wait the extra turn anyways. So I'll definitely pop this. But this I probably need to sit on just for the extra attack. Spicy. So I kind of deserve this for what I did to myself here. Just in case. Gonna dodge myself. Alright. Yeah, like I said, I made that harder on myself. I should have just never touched Olga's skills the second time. That just kind of put me in a weird spot. Because I basically was sitting there assuming, oh, they'll be sealed. And then I was like, wait, they cleanse at the end of their turn, right? No, they cleanse before their turn, and then they NP'd me. That's why I was like, I might have to scuff this. Overcooked taffy? Interesting analogy there. So this is David's father, I guess. Father wasn't a mage, he was just another researcher devoted to projects related to the Semitic peoples. Act for finding miracles. The human-shaped shadow burned into the floor. Jesus. Dude got freaking, like, just vaporized. Interesting. Ooh, shit. Genetic makeup is still unmistakably human. Though he can no longer see himself as human, he reasoned that would be fine as long as he followed humankind's rules, their prime order. Are we about to get a title drop, chat? Then what is humankind? How did the boy define it? Also, I don't agree with this statement. I think for your average person, this is the case, but some people don't want to do good. Not anymore, at least. Wait, what? You can only store 5 minutes worth of information in a given 24-hour period. An entire day consisted of no more than 5 minutes of events. I fucking hate that that's the reason he's named Daybit. Oh my god. That is such a stupid name. God damn. Kojima ass name? Yeah, it is. It's like, who are you? The man who sold the world? Yes, I'm the man who sold the world. So this is not proper English, because this was the creation and empty Semite relic that had been passed down to him. It's an incomplete thought. Conditions necessary. Entire day must go by in which nobody within a 20-kilometer radius dies. It's kind of bullshit because I feel like that should be the case, but maybe it was like stored in a like major city. A 13.8 billion light year range will do. I fucking hate that, like, literally, this is LB7 and your ass still faded to black and didn't tell us what was said. But this is because Ordeal calls the thing, so it's just like, god damn it, dude. Or because they're going to tell you later in this singularity. Well, sorry, Lost Belt, but... Chances of the mages at the heart of this plan surviving are especially low, too low. Any who learn the truth are bound to try to kill them. Includes the world's own counterforce. None aside from Wodime and I would survive. It comes time to restore humanity in the inevitable singularities. Marisbury was in on all of it, or at least knew it was going to come to pass. Will not be masters, but cryptors. I'm not gonna lie, if this is all there is to Daybit, I'm kind of disappointed. Okay, good. I am happy there was more to this. I have her heart. I don't like this. But the only reason I don't like this is just because, like, with how much they've hyped up Olga, Tej shouldn't be capable of this. Like, none of the servants should be. Will be despised because we lived. Okay. There we go. So, yeah, you remember how I said that Nasu's statements about the story concluding could be both right and the game could still continue the story? And then you remember how I said one of the possibilities for that would be the end of the Grand Order? And I didn't know this, okay? I like seriously, this is a part of the story that I didn't know. I did know some of this, but not all of this. So the original Earth is right here, so Chaldeus must be a different planet. Foreign God was born inside it, and the plot to bleach Earth clean was hatched in Chaldea. She still wouldn't have. Ooh. Then she would realize the truth during the attack. If she had, she still wouldn't have been able to destroy Chaldeus. Honestly, then Sherlock was your biggest threat, not Da Vinci. So I hope he addresses Sherlock here. Still possible to ray shift to Chaldeus itself. In terms of the test questions Marsbury prepared, just as up to the year 2019 is concerned, you were the best possible crew anyone could have hoped for. Neither I nor Wodime would ever deny that. I love that line. Thank you. This literally just flies in the face of everyone that keeps saying, oh, the cryptors would have done it better. Because this is basically Daybit saying him and Wodime would have agreed that we did it better than they did. Yeah. Did you manage to stop Ort? Head to Antarctica. Bro's just like, later. Oh, what the heck, dude? Plot drops, kills himself, pretty much. Yeah, I did figure he was going to use himself for Ort. I did not think that it was going to be, oh, I have the heart of the foreign god. That's interesting. So they ended at Chaldeus being the foreign planet and the culprit in the title screen after you've cleared Tunguska. Yes. However, that involves concepts you really couldn't have known at the time. Because none of this was actually solvable until at least Trom. Also, like, regardless of Chaldeus being behind the plot here, like, how would humanity unbleaching the earth and surviving make the rest of the universe fucking despise us? Like, if anything, if anything, that means that we fought off the evil machinations of that foreign planet. Like, seems like something's missing there. Yeah. This actually makes me like low-key hate David though, because what's stupid about all of this is David could have given you that explanation and we could have all just been like, you know what, David, you're right. Let's go to Antarctica right now and deal with this. Yeah, I mean, like, Da Vinci's not wrong in saying any of this, but literally he also told us that, like, we've been right to basically do everything that we've done. So it is what it is. I guess, like, he didn't insist that we were right to do everything that we've done in the Lost Belts, but at least for all of part 1, we were right. Well, remember, Epic of Remnants was us fighting the Demon God Pillar leftovers. So we are still technically right to do all of that. But he also basically alleged that the incineration of humanity was actually an act to protect humanity. In other words, Chaldeus and its plan could not be enacted as long as humanity was incinerated. So humanity is a requirement for Chaldeus's plan, which is interesting. Uh-oh. That's the Mala. Or, okay, I guess it's Ort itself. Hell yeah, Whack-chan. Whack-chan, no! Okay, chat. Like this didn't bug out on me, right? Like this is how it's supposed to look. No bug. Okay. All right, chat. Who was on the table at the end of 6.5? This I did know. We're the baddies. Kind of. I knew this from Lost Room, though. Yeah. Trubs talked about it a lot. %30 of my body. Damn, she gonna leave us like that. Could at least take Whack-chan. Ah! Ort! Oh, joy. Scatter, yes. The Trom dates don't line up with it being Earthlings experimenting on her, though. They do, actually. You need to talk to Trubs about that one. I wonder what this chapter could be about. I don't know. I think it's probably Ort. If I had to guess. Just a theory. Fate having timey-wimey bullshit in it? You don't say. Yep. Yeah, I'm surprised like Olga didn't like take his body. Like at least to honor him. Boy, they sure have time to decide things. And see, there's proof that the master hasn't given up on Olga. Yeah, they never really clarify if it's like a machine or not. That's one of the things like Nasu just really likes to blur the lines on stuff like that. Maybe they'll explain it more in the end, but at least as of right now, they're pretty wishy-washy as to whether or not it's an actual living creature or an actual machine. Satellite class and growing rapidly. It's Ort! Been waiting on this too. Ah. Do you want me to be the idiot who is casually having tea with Kaddock and company because she trusted you'd be okay on your own? So Cuckoo must have swooped in and spared them or saved them from dying? Seems it broke in the crash and now I can't get it off. A few flimsy outer space terminals. Basically been a Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday, chat. Sulking in the border right now. I'd like to thank you on her behalf too. I mean, this is the opposite of what David basically claimed. Can't make out his heartbeat. Interesting. Yeah, I think out of all of this, like, even if, you know, like, oh, even if you assume that Tez's capability is pulling out people's hearts, none of that explains how they managed to put it inside David. They basically did open heart surgery on him and made it work somehow. I'll let Kadroth worry about stopping him. Of course, once he has been stopped, then I'll have to stop Kadroth from cutting down the Tree of Emptiness. But you know what the Tree of Emptiness is. You have to. You're like, fuck no. No, you're not. Damn. Okay, this is actually a brief moment where I like Kadok. He just called her out on her bullshit. She's basically like, well, once I get down there, I'm gonna kill Kadroth. And then Kadok's like, no, you're not. So the only reason she's literally like, David has to be stopped. And the only reason David wasn't stopped is because Cuckoo had tea. If she didn't, she would have gotten here earlier and she would have stopped him. It is what it is. And 2 pieces of cake. So if Cuckoo had only had 1 piece of cake, we might have made it. It's that second piece that does you in, chat. Yeah, but Ort is the fucking tree. Like, for all intents and purposes, he's the tree. All right, so it is. I cannot move her. Fantastic. That's also restricted. Cool. So, single target alter ego with the Saberface is not a thing. However, single target foreigner with the Saberface is totally a thing. Been a lot of double Castoria Umu bride comps in this Lost Belt. Do I need Involm Pierce? I shouldn't, because she at least has it on her skill, but man, I'm worried I'm gonna need some more oomph here. I can actually fit the 6th slot. Berserker's not going to do me any good. I guess I could backline Okitan. It is a 10-10-10 cuckoo, so better than my cuckoo right now. Like grill for double X. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is I can basically use Cuckoo's charge. This is one of those rare instances where I'm basically going to actually use Cuckoo as a support, which is kind of funny. Bro, that's so much less health than the last time he showed up. Play Vday 2 times 3 turns. That could be useful. We also have damage resistance. Mighty Heart Antibody. Gain resistance against Ord's attacks. What's he got? Cosmic Ray. Interference to a target and increased Cosmic Ray interference effects when attacking. Same thing whenever he is attacked, and just attack up. This is Buster up just for herself, right? Yep. That one, can't really use that one. Oh, the weirdest. DPS in the far right slot. That just almost never happens. However, I'm going to go ahead and cheat, basically, and use both my NP gains up. And since this is almost all my cards, they all went to the Buster cards, damn it. Could not have gotten an unluckier draw, basically. My DPS is always on the right? Interesting. I usually put them in the middle. I don't know why. It's like a balance thing for me. There you go. That's 400%. Wait, what's that 40%? What did you just do? Okay, he's definitely charging me a crap ton. Let's put my DPS on the left. Yeah, I've definitely had scenarios where I had him on the left, but okay, so that's just 40% more attack up, I guess. Gonna save one of the attack ups. I actually didn't see how much damage I dealt last time. But you know what? Go ahead and fire the support NP. Oh, okay, I'm definitely dealing enough damage. It's actually kind of wild that he messed up my left cast area more than the 110 one. Oh, he's gonna kill left cast area. Holy shit, dude. He nearly killed... I don't know what that union effect is, and I don't want to know what that union effect is. All I know is your ass is grass, sea bass. Didn't get Cuckoo's buff? Oh yeah, probably. Orana. We've been married, perhaps. Bonk. Casual 2.6 mil. Begone, space spider. Surely you won't come back anymore. Oh boy, zero bond. It's okay, they make up for that later. Kind of wish I had a teapot right now. It's... Come on. That's too easy even by FGO standards. I like... I mean, I'm not a representative of Mictlan at all. Okay. I can't speak. As though light that had burst out from a circle is gathering again towards its center. Well, it has the heart of the foreign god. So we just fought its corpse. Supposed to die when you're killed? Well, see, that's just it. We didn't kill it because it was already dead. That which is dead may never die. To quote Game of Thrones. Star level. Ooh, this is another theory of mine that's technically correct. So I predicted back way back when JP first got LB7 that because it was titled Golden Sea of Trees, that what was actually going to happen is that this Lost Belt was going to be full of trees of emptiness. So interesting, because I thought that one was not true, but now that one's kind of becoming true in a roundabout way. The Ort that was invited to this Lost Belt's hypothetical history is not the same Ort from proper human history. Good, I am glad they're clarifying this. Power destructive instincts are inferior to those of proper human history's Ort. That's terrifying. More of an Ort variant. and create its own reality marble on a massive scale. An invasive life form that has remade every tree on Earth into a tree of emptiness in order to provide itself with a more suitable environment. Place is no longer a golden sea of trees. It is now the largest and most dangerous lost belt we have ever seen, a galactic hell created in the depths of the Earth. Tree of Emptiness Sea, Ort Zibalba. Ort is basically bunnies to Australia. Kind of like a space bunny, right? This is post-nerf Ort. Well, there's a reason nobody can even get close to Ort in proper human history. It's just that freaking strong. Oh, look, chat. It's the plot hole mural. What if we baited Ort into cutting down the tree itself? Oh, hey, buddy. How's it going? I was gonna say the Stormboarder's got to show up. Oh, instead we got the Shadow Border. Bro just ran into them. The shitstorm of seeds out here. So I guess we're gonna go to the storm border. Well, we didn't bring Whack Chan back, so there's that. Wait. You can make her way across Mictlan on her own. Okay. Hmm. Erosive reality marble. Yeah, but like in theory, we don't care. Okay, that's plot convenient. And it's mostly because it's like, oh well, yeah, that tiny little like thing there, yeah, that's actually like as dense as Earth. It's like, come on, man. Yeah, but how do we defeat Ort when Ort is strong enough to literally destroy the planet? I say that like knowing that it's fully possible in the Nasuverse, but like no, that's stupid. It is from the moment we failed to stop him. Into an upgraded state. Wait, chat. Did this say 352 for you as well? No, it changes. That's what I was curious about. So it's just the sum total of all the servants you've summoned. Honestly, that's kind of cool, right? Like that's actually kind of awesome. Actually.
Eh.
the rehash of the Grand Order at the Temple of Time, in which we were unable to participate. "13, you know all the Saberfaces?" 13. No, it's more than 13. "20 hours to cross all of Mictlan." A chance of success. No percentages were given. Damn. So you're saying there's a chance? You have 20 hours to complete the operation. Tree of Emptiness Sea Showdown. So, chat, when they told you, hey, work on your roster a little bit, they kind of meant it. They kind of meant it. Imagine when you get there and it's like, you have 13 servants level. It's like, oh shit. 356? Nice. Oh. Hold on. I want chat to see this. This is... I hate that this broke it. So it literally just changed what the Lost Belt was named. It's interesting because I don't remember that on the JP side, but like it probably did happen and I just don't remember it. Ah, my consecutive login bonus. Thank God. We're going to need that. All right, chat. We're going to end it here. See, someone said CAD can finish tonight. I knew I wouldn't finish tonight, and this is exactly why I did it. Tomorrow, all LB 7.2, unless like something major on like JP or NNA gets announced or something like that. But we will literally spend tomorrow all on this. So, yeah, we got a raid coming up. So this was definitely going to be one of the most interesting tests for the Saberface only run ever. I'm not sure how this will go, but it's definitely going to be a fun experience nonetheless. So I hope to see you guys for that. Let me see who all's on tonight. I am seeing a Miss Ivy on, so I'm gonna send you guys her way. And again, I will be back tomorrow. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for those of you that stuck around to the end of stream, and hopefully we can get this one done and definitely accomplish one of the most major hurdles that the Saberface only run probably has remaining. So anyways, Thank you guys. Go give us Ivy my love. Have a good one. Don't forget, check me out on YouTube, Twitch here, obviously, and Discord if you guys haven't ever joined. But good night.